Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV for the fan reaction show. It is myself, Jonny Greenwood, and with me tonight, after Newcastle's 4-2 win, yes, you heard me right, Newcastle scored 4 goals away from home on a Friday night. Kyle Thompson, remember this, Leicester is a wonderful place if you're watching. Karl, welcome to the show. What a result.
Absolutely over the moon. Like I said, we're quite subdued in the watch along, but it was just because we were so dumbfounded with what was going on that it almost didn't feel believable. I think I nearly convinced Brandon that he was still asleep when he come on at half time. Yeah, incredible result. Absolutely incredible result, mate. Over the moon.
We've got an hour tonight, just slightly less than normal, just because Lee wants to go to bed before 5 in the morning, really. Yeah. So we've got an hour. If you want to be involved, the link will be in the comments. At the top of the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. So get involved. We'll try and get as many people on as possible to talk about a Newcastle win that pretty much guarantees safety for Steve Bruce's Newcastle. Karl, who's the first person we've got?
Do you want to go ones or twos, mate? What do you want to do?
Start with ones, mate. Start with ones.
We'll start with Proud Lot first, then.
Peter, welcome to the show. What a result.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Oh, what a performance that was tonight. I wasn't confident first to go into the game, particularly when I saw the lineup, when I saw Kraft was its centre-back. I thought he's going to get ripped a new one the night completely. But no, I have no chance. I thought instead, Soyuncu, he got ripped a new one the night instead.
Didn't he? He did, and what a performance from Joe Willock to start with.
Yes.
Wizard Willock. Joe the Wizard Willock.
Absolutely. Get fantastic. That line signed up.
Do you think you can sign for Newcastle? Because you look at Arsenal, now obviously they're out of the Europa League, they're not going to play in European football. Do you think that Arsenal are probably going to just keep a hold of them now?
Well, we'll wait and see, but we should go out and get the lad. He's going to get, if we get this lad, he'll be guaranteed game time, 100%. If he goes back to Arsenal, I'm not sure he will. So that's why I'm saying we should pay the money and get this lad into the football club, because he's been fantastic since we signed him. He really, really has been brilliant.
Paul, how much do you think Newcastle would have to try and get Joe Willock for? We're looking like 25-30 million pounds for this.
Say around about the 20-odd million mark.
Yeah, so like, I know originally I think we had the conversation, Johnny, and we were saying like around 20, but I think he's starting to push it. Like the more he scores goals, it's going to keep increasing, isn't it? But yeah, I think anywhere between 20 and 30 million. 20, I think we might be lucky now. But yeah, I agree with Proudlock, and quite a lot of fans come on in the watch long and said themselves that they don't think he'll still get game time at Arsenal. So I don't think it's completely far-fetched, to be honest.
What do you think, Peter? Do you think the players deserve more credit tonight, or the man?
Oh yeah, because I thought they really turned up after that absolute dismal game against Arsenal. What a much improved performance that was. 100% really did, and we really capitalised on a lot of sloppiness from Leicester City tonight as well. I thought they were really giving the ball away a lot tonight, very cheaply indeed.
Did the pressure get to them, Peter, Leicester? Because obviously they've got a lot to play for. Champions League football. One big win is what they really need, and that probably would be enough.
Plus they've got a cup final as well. It possibly could, plus losing Johnny Evans I think was a big blow for them as well. So possibly could have been, but I thought they were really sloppy the night. I thought they really were.
Karl, Callum Wilson, what a difference this boy's been. 12 goals for Newcastle in the Premier League this season, and he's been out for a considerable amount of time. He is just that calming influence in front of goal that we've desperately missed.
Absolutely, I think it was for the second goal as well, where he's who played the ball through. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Miggy Almiron.
So it's Miggy, and he's asking for him to play the ball into that specific channel. He's a step ahead of what we've had for a long time since the likes of Rondon, that sort of thing. The way he runs the channels, the way he chases the ball down, and obviously in front of goal, like you've said, that second goal as well was actually quite a difficult finish. To be fair, the way it's popped back up, so massive. Like we've just missed that for so long. If we didn't have him, we're not going to be romping up teams like Leicester 4-4.
4-2 against Leicester, man. It's just insane. Peter, who was your man of the match tonight?
hard to pick. You look at Wilson. I thought ASM was brilliant again. Richie, I thought was put in a shift. Dubravka. I thought the defense were very. It's hard to pick the night there, to be honest. I must say. Oh, I'm going to give it to Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I think it's fantastic the fact that an English international. Get him on the plane to Wembley if there is a plane to Wembley for the Euros. Why not? He's scoring goals for fun.
Yeah.
Last question here because we've got a full house on the people trying to get in. Steve Bruce, it's now 39 points we're on. Fulham can only catch us on goal difference. They'd have to win their last 4 games.
Yeah.
Newcastle have got another season in the Premier League, surely.
Yeah, I think we should definitely be safe now. I can't see Fulham winning all 4 games, really, or West Brom. I think I think West Brom and Fulham are going to be going now. I can really see that happening.
Bye-bye West Brom, bye-bye Fulham. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say bye-bye to you, Peter, because we have loads of people wanting to get
all right.
If you haven't subscribed to Prowlock's channel, it's PD Prowlock, am I right in saying, on YouTube?
Yeah, that's right.
He'll be doing his reaction, so make sure you go over to his channel and get his full reactions to this game, because it is a game that you will want to be talking about. Leicester 2, Newcastle 4. Thank you very much, Peter.
No problem. Thanks very much, lads.
Thank
you very much. Carl, we're going to have to get 2 people on because we're very, very busy. Who we got coming next?
We've got Harry and James coming in.
Harry and James. Good evening to you both. And we can see we've got a very happy Newcastle fan as well. Good evening to you both, gents, on a night where Newcastle have basically sealed their survival. They've managed to seal their safety. It's just been hectic, and that's why I can't get my words out. Harry, we'll start with you. Harry, what a performance by the lads. Why do you think they showed up tonight?
Good evening. I don't know. It's a good question, that. It's funny. Maybe they just thought there was something in it, because Leicester, obviously they're a great side, but as you've probably said, they tail off a bit at the end of the season, and they were getting caught out. Not to criticise our performance, but it was as much Leicester were being very sloppy as well as we were on it. Like, I'm proud to be a Newcastle fan tonight, because we were very, very good, but Leicester were also had a shocker, really. But very, very happy.
Very happy. James, like Harry says, are you proud to be a Newcastle fan tonight after that performance? We can't hear you, James. You wanna? Can you hear him, Carl, or not?
No.
Stop that.
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Yeah, our headphones take the sound out. But anyways, what a performance! What a performance! Like, I did not expect that tonight. Like, how have we done that? Like, first off, we looked all right, and then we got like a couple of chances, and then Soyuncu, what the hell was he doing? Like, I thought that was ML Craft 2.0 there, and then Willock scored, obviously, and I was like, what the hell's happened? And then obviously just brilliant performance, I would say. I did not expect it, and yeah, I can say we are staying up.
Carl, I just want to get your thoughts really on the first half in particular. What were Newcastle doing differently in the first half? Why did they end up being 2-0 up and being quite comfortable?
I think that front four just clicked tonight. I think it's something that we've been trying to implement into the side, and I think Wilson's needed minutes and game time to get back to full fitness, and he looked on it tonight. I just thought the front four kind of complemented each other really well, and I just don't think without Johnny Evans that Leicester really struggled at the back tonight.
Harry, John Joe Shelby, he's a man that everybody wanted to be dropped tonight. Did he silence a few critics tonight?
A little bit, yeah. He had a good game. To be fair, he's always going to get criticised. Let's be honest, for the right or wrong reasons, and I've often been one myself. But yeah, he had a solid game tonight. To be fair,
do you think that he needs to try and continue this from now at the end of the season, because people haven't been convinced by his performances out there?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't see him getting dropped as much as we want him to, or as much as he should be. Maybe I don't see it happening unless he gets injured. But of course he should do, because that's what they're paid to do. They're paid to play the best they can. So of course he should carry on and produce more good performances. And you'd obviously like to see more from him.
Of course. James, what were you like when Newcastle went 4-0 up? Not 1-0, not 2-0, not 3-0, but 4-0 up at the King Power. Were you doing the Jose Perez celebration with the fingers in the ears? Because I could not believe what I was watching.
Let's just say, I went in the garden and scraped the whole back alley down.
Dear me. And I bet you've got a big garden as well. If you're a bit like Sam Mulliner, you'll definitely have a big garden. He's got a big house, Sam Mulliner, as well.
Well, I probably scraped the full North Shields down, probably. Yeah, that's how loud it was. Yeah. How has this happened? This is definitely the best game of the season by far now. That beats, for example, Burnley 3-1 win. Everton at home as well. West Ham away. And just games like that, that's definitely beat it 100%. And for me, Dubravka is honestly a hero. How is he that saved the end from the deny Perez? What the hell? Who the hell does he think he is? How the hell is he saved that?
I think I called him Superman in the watch along, but it was a fantastic save. Harry, just to kind of go back on what James was saying there, do you think that was the performance of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, a bit of sloppiness towards the end, but we could have won 4-0, which would have been our highest victory under Bruce. Superb. I thought it was superb. There's not really a game that you can think of that you think we played that well. Of course, we've played well in games, but not 4-0 up against third in the league well.
That's just incredible, isn't it? Incredible. James, in one word, who was your man of the match tonight?
Between two players, and that's Joe Willock and Martin Dubravka. For me, Dubravka's... Yeah, I'll give it to Dubravka, but Willock was good as well. But Dubravka just kept us in it, because Leicester could have scored loads of goals tonight, the amount of chances they had, and Dubravka kept us in it. And that's why... and it's his 100th appearance in a Newcastle shirt tonight. That's the most important thing. And he's shined tonight, and he deserves it.
I'll let you have the 2 words. I'll let you have Willock and Dubravka because we won tonight.
Okay.
Harry, who is your man of the match tonight?
For me, I'm going to go for Callum Wilson because if you look at it this way, we might have been 4-0 up, but we conceded 2 at the end. Without his 2 second-half goals, it's 2-2. I know that's not how it works, but it's the goals matter.
Goals do matter. Karl, who was your man of the match out of curiosity?
Mine was Dubravka as well, mate, tonight.
Dubravka. So 2 votes for Dubravka, 1 for Wilson. So I'll have to see what the fans... You've been outvoted. I'll tell you what. You know what, James? I'll say Martin Dubravka just for that save against Perez alone. What a save that was, so close to him. But
Let's go.
Exactly. Harry and James, thank you very much for coming along. We've got loads of people wanting to get on, so we're going to try and get a few more people on. So thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Take care, lads.
Yeah, you too. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Great to see the positivity, Karl, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. It's not been a bad end to the season, has it? Considering we've been stressing about staying up, it's actually not been that bad of an end to the season, bar the Arsenal game, of course.
Of course, forget about the Arsenal game. We've just beaten Leicester 14, haven't we? Karl, who are we bringing on next?
We've got, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, I believe it's Coyote, who can correct me when I bring him in, and Armando. I think
Coyote,
that front four just Armando.
Hi lads, how you doing everyone?
Hello there. It's Coyote, and what was the other name? Sorry, Karl?
Armando.
Armando.
It's Armando, mate. It's Armando, but you can call me Mac. As you can see, I'm MacB788, chatting on Twitch every time. It's just me a few votes, but apparently, it's me. You can put a name to a face.
He's Yes, definitely.
Perfect.
I can hear it back. I don't know if someone's got. They can hear the.
A little bit, yeah.
speaking in the
Yeah,
background.
he had a good game. To be fair,
I'm sorry, Johnny. I can't like kindly hear you because I live in Spain and here internet is slowly, so it comes like with a bit of delay.
All right. Okay. No worries. Carl, can you hear like a noise in the background?
Yeah, I can hear a bit of like an echo of the video.
I don't think it dropped as much as we want him to, or as much as he might.
Could you turn your laptop?
So yeah, I was hearing like some reverb of the thing, but now like I've found the trick, which is switching the live on the YouTube on the iPad on, and keep down the StreamYards. Just about, I have just the microphone on, literally, so I can hear you 5 out of 5.
Oh, it's okay. We'll carry on. We'll carry on for the time being. Matt, what a result! Are you doing the IOT with the fingers in the ears? Because I could not believe
Let's just say, I went in the gun and street the whole back alley dress. Let's just say,
dear me.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the result. To be fair, like I literally I was on the Twitch and somebody said like, yeah, I predicted 3-0 to Leicester, and I predicted the same. To be fair, I didn't expect it to win 4-2. Like actually, yeah, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I was happy to see Wilson coming on, and he scored a couple of goals, obviously, and I was very happy about it. I was very pleased, and I think Bruce said like during the week that the team was tired, but I think actually Leicester was the more tired team. Like Soyuncu today looked awful in the defense, if you know what I mean. He gifted us literally 2 goals or something, and we were able to capitalize, thanks God or somebody. And yeah, I'm just happy and relieved that we made it for another year in the Premier League. Honestly, I'm very, very, very happy.
Very, very happy. Matt, we'll have to leave it because there's too much noise
obviously
in the background.
A bit of
so we can't the viewers
yeah,
can't
but we could have won.
But thank you very much for coming along.
I speak to Bruce.
Superb.
I thought it was super. Really a game that you think of that.
Carl, who's the next person we can get on? That's okay. Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry, Amanda.
Yeah, sorry about that. Again, I think it's just probably some technology issues from that side. So I do apologise to people that are listening if it's been a bit noisy in the background. But we'll try and get some more people. And if you are trying to get on, just make sure if there's any background noise, just try and be as quiet as possible, because obviously we've got to try and hear your questions and hear what you want to say. But like I say, who's next, Carl?
Yeah, I'll bring. Like I said, I think it was Coyote. He dropped out unfortunately, but he's back in, so I'll bring him in. And then we'll have Paul in as well.
Coyote, what a result!
I'm telling you guys, I have a lot to say on this channel. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get on for like 3 videos now. So I'm here in Jamaica, and I'm in this parish called Saint-Maximin, and I'm the only Newcastle fan here. Giant Arctic Newcastle fan. I can tell you, I enjoy this game to the T, my friend. Oh my God! I'm telling you, when I was 4 up, I had this friend that I bet the whole thing. I bet this friend was going to end 4-2 Newcastle, and I literally won 100,000 Jamaican dollars on Sky Bet.
What?
What on Sky Bet? How you've won 100,000?
Yes!
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing.
The thing is that we're in this WhatsApp group where we bet each other about some Sky Bet stuff and some news and all of that, and we decided tonight we're going to bet on this game. I mean, my heart was pounding so bad, but I won, and this is crazy. This is really crazy.
That's insane. That's
I'm telling you,
insane.
oh my God, this is the day of my life. Hey, my God, look at this. Look at this beauty! Oh my God!
What a view! What a view, Coyote! What a view! Who was your man of the match tonight, Coyote?
The whole team is my man of the match. There's no man of the match. They're men of the match.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Paul, welcome to the show. Fantastic 3 points. Newcastle have pretty much sealed their safety. What impressed you most from the team performance tonight, Paul?
They just went for it. We were critical and we needed to be critical on the counter. We had a plan. I believe the plan was to keep Leicester as centralised as possible so that they don't have their flare men on the wings. Like you see the first goal that they scored, it was from a wing position. Like I know that the ball was passed into the box, but we had a game plan. We utilised the game plan. We were critical up front. Wilson, Dummett, it was just great. All around great performance. So much better than last week. But yeah.
Paul, what time did you have to get up to watch this? I've got a feeling you've got a very different accent to a northeast accent from England.
Yeah, no, mate. 5 o'clock kickoff. So it was it is a shitter one. I usually get up at 2. 2 o'clock's all right because you can still stay up. 5 o'clock you got to go to bed. So I had to get up. I had a big one last night too. 5 o'clock.
Well, fantastic dedication to the cause. Coyote, you're rich. You're now seeing Newcastle survive as well. Do you give any credit to Steve Bruce tonight?
I'm telling you. No, I hate that guy. No credit. I give credit to the team spirit and not just Steve Bruce.
Oh, mate.
Brilliant.
I love it.
That's fun.
I love how there's a 2-second delay or a 3-second delay, and it was just.
I'm telling you, man.
That was class. That. Coyote, you talk about being a Newcastle fan in Jamaica, and it looks absolutely glorious where you are. Why Newcastle, Coyote? Why not? You know, everyone talks about your Manchester Uniteds, your Liverpools, etc. But why have you chosen to support Newcastle?
See, Newcastle has been my favorite club since my dad asked me to look at the Premier League table and choose a club. And when I chose Newcastle, my favorite player was Benata and Poppy Cisse. And I'm telling you, from that day on, I lived with the black and whites forever. Straight Magpies, and I won't stop supporting. All if I get final defeated, I cry, but I'm here again. And now I'm rich off Newcastle, so it all pays off.
I love it. We've got a man from Birmingham, a man from Australia, and a man from Jamaica all supporting Newcastle. I love it. Paul, we'll touch a little bit about the game. How important is Callum Wilson? Because you look at those 2 goals he scored today. The third was so composed. The fourth, yes, a second bite of the cherry. But he never really looked like missing, even from that kind of acute angle. Paul, why is he such the difference maker at Newcastle?
Good question, mate. When he was injured, all of us knew how much we were missing him. But it just goes to show that fourth goal, the one how he hits it beautifully, hits the post, but he's there again. He just wants to score. He's just an absolute all-out striker. Like when we signed him, I was really happy because I watched him playing that like previously. But he's just an out-and-out striker, and it's something that like he should be wearing the number 9 jersey. Like he should be wearing our Joel Linton needs to fuck off, and we need to put him in the number 9 jersey because he's just every Newcastle loves him. Like everywhere, mate. We love a striker. We love a number 9 that can finish 11 goals, isn't it? He's got 11 goals now.
12 now.
Well, 11 goals, and he's missed how much games, and he's just been so great for us, mate. To be honest.
He has, hasn't he? He's been absolutely superb. Coyote, when you look at tonight's performance, do you look at Callum Wilson? Because Paul puts up a fantastic point. Could you imagine what he would be like if he played a full season? you're probably looking at about 20 goals from Callum Wilson. Is he one of your favourite players now when you watch Newcastle?
I do believe that Callum Wilson would have more than 20 goals because I think Newcastle should be playing like this from when we were like 19 points up with a couple of games in hand over some of the mid-table sides. I mean, we should be easily looking at top 7 this season. But I guess Mr. Steve Bruce just F things up, and then we're where we're at. And we possibly can look at top 10 for the next 3 games if we play right.
Well, it gets easier. It gets easier. We've just beaten 3rd place Leicester. It's just Manchester City next Friday night, so it's nothing to worry about. They're only, Champions League finalists. Probably going to win the Premier League. Probably they won the League Cup, so it'll be a doddle next week. Paul, when you look at last 3 fixtures, Newcastle are pretty much safe. Would you try and experiment now with maybe a couple of other players? Would you bring like a Matty Longstaff in from out of the wilderness just to give him a bit of game time, or would you just continue with what we've got right now? That was Paul's.
It's a really good question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's a really good question, mate. It's a really good question. To answer it, I wouldn't change much just because trying to be greedy here, get as much points as possible. If we change the team against Man City, that was the game that I've said all along that it's gonna hurt us. So if we go and bring in Matty and bring in the young boys and give them a run, we get pumped 5-6-0. Results against Sheffield and Fulham could suffer from that. But if we go to Man City and play like we did there and really put in graft in the back line, get a draw, which is not going to happen, but get at least a draw out of it, we're pumping Sheffield and we're pumping Fulham. So it is hard. Like you need to get the young guys in and that, but I wouldn't change it. I'll just keep I limit Maxi or something like that and bring on a player like 60 minutes like Matty or something, but I wouldn't change too much, mate.
Karl, would you change much?
Originally,
well, I'm done
I was
betting
talking
for
about.
today.
I was thinking, yeah. Originally, I was thinking about changing it, but after this, I kind of do want to push for top 10. To be fair,
yeah.
But then part of me is like, we're going to get absolutely abused by the pundits if that happens.
Exactly. Coyote, the last word goes with you on this. What will you be doing now that Newcastle have just won and you've got the lovely sunshine in the background? Have you got a few beers? How are you going to celebrate tonight?
Man, I'm going to hug my girl and watch some Netflix and smile for the rest of my night.
What a perfect way to celebrate. Coyote, Paul, it has been brilliant having you both on. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about Newcastle's 4-2 win. And from Australia and Jamaica, you're both Geordies, so thank you very much for coming along tonight.
Absolutely. Legends.
Cheers, thanks very much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Speak soon. Take care.
Thank you. Karl, just before we get the next couple of people on, it's just brilliant, isn't it, when you get people from all around the world who support Newcastle, because, we take the mick out of you and Sam, the Brummy Geordies, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're from as long as you support Newcastle. No,
it's amazing, mate. And like I've said, the one thing that I love about this joining this channel is obviously enjoying a crack with you guys, but the amount of people that it's put us in touch with from around the world that have the same passion for the club that we do is just it's incredible, mate. I absolutely love it. Love it.
Go on, get 2 more people on, Karl.
We'll go for Andrew and we've got Dylan.
Andrew and Dylan, welcome.
Boys.
The family. I'm just going to move my camera ever so slightly because my face is blocked. Well, my face is blocked by the front.
You look gorgeous.
Oh, stop it, Andrew. Stop it, you little flirt. 2 seconds there, boys. Oh, we'll sort it out later. There's no.
Got cataracts, mate. So.
Oh, don't worry. we'll go with it. Andrew, what a result. 4-2 at the King Power against third place Leicester City. I don't think you would have had a bet on 4-2 before a ball was kicked, would you?
I didn't, but a funny story was I heard them say that Tielemans' 24th birthday was today, and I says to my dad, I wonder what the odds are on 4-2, 2-4 against him. And that's easy to say after the result, but he's in there and he will back us up. But I had 3-0 Leicester and Tielemans' assist, and I had 2-0 Newcastle, and I was about to cash out at 25 quid, and it was scored just as I was about to cash out. So I was quite happy winning. But I've got a question. I was sitting there thinking, when was the last time we were 4-0 up in a Premier League game? And I don't know the answer, so it's...
Bournemouth last season.
Thank you. Bloody...
Fair enough. There you are.
They're an encyclopedia, isn't he? Well
Love
done,
that,
Dylan.
2 seconds.
Last half hour going.
That was so casual, wasn't it?
I know.
When
was it?
Don't remember that one.
Just out of his pocket, wasn't it?
We're all just sat there like we've got no idea. Yeah, Bournemouth.
Someone had a York up on Facebook earlier that the last time we scored 4 away from home was against Leeds in 2001. And I said I knew it wasn't that long because we beat QPR in the Championship 6-0 and then Bournemouth 4-1 last season. So, well, like they're the ones that I know the most about. But
Fair enough.
that's kind of.
Well, I think Andrew's got some company I can see in the background as well.
I keep telling him to keep it away when he always walks in.
I can see you kind of nudging it going, you're on YouTube. You're on YouTube now.
You want to say hello? Hello.
You may come and say hello. You may as well. You may as well.
Oh, what about the 4-2?
Yeah, thumbs up. We'll take the thumbs up.
You take a thumbs up.
Dylan,
carry on going, Johnny. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. Dylan, let's talk about the match because, like you rightly said, Newcastle did go 4-0 up. Do you think Steve Bruce got it right by playing counter-attacking football, Dylan? Because it just seemed to work an absolute treat. Like, ASM should have made it 1-0 early on in the first half.
Oh, we were fantastic, and that's what irritates me about us. I'd say it week in, week out. We have the attacking players. We actually can hurt teams on the counter, but we just never show enough intent, I suppose, is the best way to put it. But today it was spot on, and look, a lot of it was down to Leicester's mistakes, and we'll admit that. But at the same time, you don't score 4 at Leicester without actually getting at them and really taking it to them.
Yeah, 100%. Karl, we just took it to them today, didn't we?
Yeah, it's like Dylan's just said there, and I think he's hit the nail on the head. There was actually intent there, because there's always been the potential for these boys to go and do that. We've always looked at this on paper and thought, if you got those 4 players on the pitch at the same time, you can do some serious damage, and they did today. Everything just clicked.
Exactly, yeah.
Definitely.
Andrew, a man that probably doesn't get enough credit, maybe some would say, but does a very consistent job. He's not exactly 9 or 10 out of 10s every week. He is very much, I think, even on scoring the players, he's 6, 7, the occasional 8. It's Paul Dummett. And what a fantastic header to make it 2-0 Newcastle. To get a little bit of pressure off us, because Newcastle are playing well first half. And sometimes we've seen Newcastle play well and it's ended up being 0-0. We haven't really taken advantage of it. What a goal at a critical time for a man that probably deserves a little bit more credit.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I think if someone said to you, we're going to win a game by this scoreline, and someone that normally doesn't score is going to score, who would you pick? You'd pick Dummett. He comes in, he does a job, and he gives his all. Yes, he hasn't got the pace like everyone keeps saying on the left side if he plays left wing back, but good on him today. He had a good game. Richie kept him in line, I think, a little bit as well. I'm with you, Johnny. I don't think I would have picked anybody else to get a goal. No. It's a shame it wasn't a winner, though, isn't it? He deserves a winner.
I love Paul Dummett.
Yeah.
Mr. Reliability.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Dylan, because you can remember when he first came into the team, apart from the goal against Liverpool, which I can remember celebrating in level 7, he was getting a lot of criticism under the McLaren days, probably the early Benitez days. but Benitez managed to get the best out of him, and he really improved him as a player. Forget about him helping the team. He really improved him as a player. He has only got a year left on the contract. I think he's got a year left after this season. It would be sensible just to extend that a bit further, wouldn't it?
At least an extra year, maybe, because as you said, he's a solid 6, 7 out of 10 every game, and he's not an amazing defender, but of course he'd probably admit that himself. But he's a brilliant player to have around the team because he's had it tough with injuries as well, and he's shown a lot of character to get back out of those injuries and to come in. And he's been brilliant since he's come back into the team. I like him. He's a good professional to have at the club.
I remember a time, didn't Pardew turn on say at the time, other than Kabay, Dummett was the best passer of the ball in the squad?
Maybe. I can't really remember that far back. Possibly. I loved Johan Kabay, but that's a different story.
Maybe me just... Yeah. But it's nice to see him have a little bit of limelight, isn't it, today?
Definitely. And Joe, I want you to talk about Martin Dubravka. Some fantastic saves this evening. I love the one against Perez and right at the end. Leicester were getting right back in it. It was a bit squeaky bum time. 6 yards out, probably like 6 yards out, literally on the half volley. Hit it well, did Perez, but Dubravka, what a fantastic save. And look, people talk about Dubravka, Darlow, and who should be number one. Yes, Dubravka's had the odd error, but he just proves time in, time out why he should be number one for Newcastle.
Oh, he's the most complete keeper out of the two.
Yeah, Andrew, what would you say to that?
Is he any worse than De Gea?
No.
Fair point. Yeah.
That's my argument. I think he's better than, at the moment. He's more consistent than Henderson. I think Henderson will be a better goalkeeper in time. I think he's in the top 4 goalkeepers in the league, other than Alisson and Edison, and Fabianski's had a good season, and then Dubravka, I think.
Dubravka doesn't get applauded though because we concede too many goals because of our approach. But if he was in Alisson's position at Liverpool or Ederson, he'd be lauded as one of the best keepers in the world.
100%. Karl, get onto this debate with Dubravka. Why is he so important?
That stops like he's made today, mate. Like, there's, everyone knows that from Newcastle Fans TV that I've always been a huge fan of Kyle Darlow. I always thought they were quite close, but I'll eat my words. Dubravka's he's got a better head on his shoulders. His shot stopping ability is better. Like he's instinctively a better goalkeeper, and I think nights like tonight prove that because any other night with another goalkeeper in goal, we could have potentially conceded anher 2 goals, or at least another one, and then put the shitters right up us. With 3 minutes to go. So. Tonight's the epitome of why he's so important to us. Even when we're 4-0 up and we're worrying, we need someone like him in goal.
The only team.
100%. I was just going to say very, 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 very briefly because we need to get a couple of more people on. 3 games left to go, boys. Sheffield United at home and 2 away. Sheffield United at home, Manchester City at home, obviously next week. Fulham away. How many points are we getting, Dylan?
That's the thing. You can never kind of predict us, but I kind of be confident with 4 that will be Sheffield United, draw with Fulham, and predictably lose to Man City. But we should be Sheffield United. If we turn up, we'll probably be Fulham too. But that's the thing. With us turning up in every game, missing the team of the last few years. But at least we're safe in the knowledge that we're staying up another season. So of course, I will care about the results, but not as much as if we were in a worse position. So it's a bit more positive outlook.
Andrew, do you agree? 4 points, or do you think Newcastle can actually get 6 maybe?
9.
Well, Man City's going to have the attention on the Champions League final, but the Karl's obviously having a laugh there as well. I'll be honest, I think 2. I think we'll get a draw, either Sheffield United and Fulham, simply because pressure's off now. I think Steve Bruce will, like what you said, Johnny, before, he will give a couple of players a chance. But going back to what we're saying for goalkeepers, we are blessed. We've got Woodman coming back as well. People are forgetting about Woodman. You know,
one of them will leave in the summer, though.
Yeah, I agree with Karl. I think Darlow's got potential to be a top goalkeeper. But will we let Dubravka go and Darlow be number one? And let's hope not. But sorry, 2 points. I hope for more, but I'd be happy with 2 if I'm honest. As long as
we'll be safe either way. So.
Exactly, we are safe. You talk about 2 points, Andrew. Well, unfortunately, we've got 2 fantastic guests, but unfortunately, we're going to have to let you go because we've got to get 2 more fantastic guests on because we haven't got long left. We've only got 20 minutes, but my thanks to Andrew and to Dylan. Thank you very much for coming along, boys.
Cheers, guys.
Friday against
Take care, guys.
Manchester City.
See ya.
All the best to them.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Take care. We have Suren and Andre. Get these added in.
I can't believe they didn't think we'd beat Manchester City next week.
I know, crazy.
Good evening to you both, gentlemen. After Newcastle have just beaten Leicester 4-2, I can imagine spirits being very high. Suren, we'll start with you. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly there. Do you give credit to Steve Bruce tonight? Because a lot of criticism has been towards the manager, and so majority of it has been rightly so. But when Newcastle win a game, and a game against Leicester going for Champions League, does he deserve a lot of credit tonight, sir?
He does deserve some part of credit, man. We have criticized him for being poor for the past few games, but today he deserves a bit of credit from my side. To have come last week, we were so poor against Arsenal. To come back from a 2-0 defeat against Leicester, who are at least like third in the table, it's a brilliant performance from the lads, and the fight they have shown has been so good. And credits for Bruce for that.
That's a really important point you mentioned, Suren. The fight, the desire to get the 3 points, to make sure Newcastle are going to be safe. Is that what we're missing against Arsenal? That fight.
Yes, I thought our start against Arsenal was piss poor last week. We sat back quite deep and allowed Arsenal to go through us. And for a change, we had a brilliant first half and actually the best attacking football we have seen under Steve Bruce this whole season. And that's something which had a big impact on the result tonight.
100%. Andre, welcome to the show.
Hey guys.
Everybody talks about saint-maximin being the man that if he isn't playing well, then Newcastle don't really get 3 points and they don't really score goals. We've scored 4 goals tonight, and ASM wasn't really involved in any of the goals from what I can remember. Is that something that we needed more often? Because you look at tonight, for example, Callum Wilson scored 2 fantastic goals with Miguel Neron assisting 1, Richie getting a fantastic ball for Wilson on the counter-attack. Do we need to see other players stepping up? Because ASM's had not quite a game, but he hasn't been as effective.
Yeah, I think he's kind of an outlet. He's kind of that player where, in each game, every opponent sees him as you got to mark him double. Got to be two players on him, and he's just kind of that outlet that other teams have to worry. And I think other players have stepped up. I see Jacob Murphy just did a great job. He's not always doing he doesn't always do a 10, but he's got a solid 7 each time he's in. And I think, for example, another player is quite underrated that I think does a good job just trying to control that midfield is Shelby. Shelby just comes in, tries to keep that tempo. But yeah, I think other players, the injuries, have been a big part of this season, just really affected us. But when you see Callum Wilson, saint-maximin in, it just shows what a different team this is. And the other questions, I think also Steve Bruce should give some credit, but not as much as what the players have done, Yeah,
100%. I think that's an interesting debate between Bruce and the players who deserves more credit. One player that did stand out, Andre, was Joe Willock, and we've been talking a little bit about at the start of the show. And what a composed finish, because Sionchu doesn't make many mistakes, and when he was in, he didn't, try and smash it in. He just placed it in, made it work, went aside. Can Newcastle get him though? Because it seems like it's going to be very, very tough. Arsenal might want to keep a hold of him, rightly so, but some would say.
I surely hope so. He's just such a great player, just class. Every time he comes in, he just gives 100%. Probably the best loan signing we've had since Salomon Rondon. Probably Kennedy before that. His first season was really good, but he's just been that marquee signing that's made this last part of the season just made a huge difference.
Yeah, he really has. Karl, Joe Willock, up the Maggies. That's what I'm doing. Come on, you Maggies. I'll let them say "Come on, you Maggies" as much as he likes.
Right.
He was. It's like Sam and Matt said that they weren't too happy when we first signed him. I was the opposite. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't expect this from him, but I always liked what he had about him. I was, Matt was saying that he didn't show much in terms of anything at all when he was at Arsenal. I didn't feel that way. I thought he had a bright spark about him, and he's certainly, proving me right tenfold, because what he's been doing for us has been fantastic. And I'd absolutely love to sign him. I really would, and I'd be happy to pay 30 million for him.
Yeah, 30 million is a small price. He's so young. He's like 21, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's 21, 22.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bargain for what you get from him. I doubt that Arsenal will let him sell him now, just showing the type of season he's playing for us. But if they do get that signing, it would be probably the best signing we can make next season. We have to see. I think we have to improve on defense. Defense definitely. I think the back three are good, but some are getting to that middle 30s that it does affect pace, especially right now in the Premier League, which pace is so important. So probably need another defender in there. But if Joe Willock could come in, probably another ball-winning midfielder apart from Hayden. Hayden does a great job, but somebody else to help to strengthen that midfield would be a great couple additions. And of course, another forward. I think another forward is always it's always welcome.
Suren, you look at this performance tonight, and you look at some of the outstanding players. Who impressed you most tonight? We've talked about Willock, we've talked about Callum Wilson tonight. Who for you stood out tonight, Suren?
It has to be Willock for me, and if I have to say someone different, it has to be Matt Ritchie for me. Since Matt Ritchie has come into the squad and into the lineup, he has proven to be the difference between us going down and staying up. The leadership he brings into the lineup is massive, and it often goes underrated in current days. In fact, today he made some brilliant runs forward, and the through ball he put forward to Wilson. The curve and into the channels the Wilson runs into, that was brilliant from Matt Ritchie. And the deliveries has been brilliant from his left foot this second half of the season, quite well. And if I have to say someone different, it has to be Matt Ritchie for me.
Matt Ritchie, that's a very, very good comment actually, Cyril, because Matt Ritchie, since that, I have to say, alleged fight on the training ground, he's knuckled down, he's got back into the team, and he's really made that place his own. But fantastic work from Matt Ritchie tonight. Lovely assist as well, has to be said. Suren, 3 games to go. Manchester City at home next Friday, which is an easy 3 points. Contrary to what our last guest might say. Sheffield United is at home, which might have 10,000 fans. And this is actually a really interesting point. If you were one of the 10,000 fans, Suren, who was fortunate enough to get into the ground, what would you be expecting from a Newcastle team? Would you be expecting absolutely everything? Because fans haven't been into the ground for over a year now. If you were one of those lucky 10,000, what would you expect from the team?
I would expect Newcastle players to put in 100% absolutely. Fans have been missing for quite a while now, and when they come back, I expect players to give out everything they have to prove themselves for the fans. During this situation outside this game, and then this 10,000 fans could enjoy something different after almost like 1 year due to this pandemic, and I would expect players to give out the 100% absolutely.
Fantastic. Andre, if you were one of those 10,000, would you be chanting Bruce out, or would you be quite quiet, or would it just depend on the result against
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough question right there. Good question. Overall, his season has been poor. You can't doubt he's had a poor season, poor middle of the season, but he's always had this excuse that the way they're poor is because the amount of injuries, and I think that's part of the reason. But it's also, I think there's been very, very poor tactical planning in some games. You can just tell, you have no idea what he's doing in some of those games in the middle of the season. It was just embarrassing. It's a tough question, I'd say I'll just be neutral for that game just because, how symbolic it is just coming back from such a long time. But, there is that underlying question. Should he stay next season? My answer is no. I think, we should be more ambitious, look for another manager. I was reading some Facebook articles about Gennaro Gattuso coming in. Who knows if he's going to come in? But, Eddie Howe is probably my first choice. But, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Imagine Gattuso and Richie having a training ground bust-up. That'd be interesting.
Oh, that would be interesting. That would be very, very interesting. But like I say, best of luck to everybody that's in the ballot for the game, for the Sheffield United game. But Seren, Andre, thank you so much for coming along and getting your thoughts out for the game against Leicester. Fantastic result. Hopefully we'll see you for the Manchester City game, regardless of the scoreline.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Enjoy your week.
Thank you very much.
Bye. See you later. Bye-bye.
I feel like we've got two more. I think we've got two people. Is it Alex and Dan?
Yes, mate. Yeah, final
we'll
two.
get them on. They'll be our last guests this evening. But thank you for everybody that has come along. We'll get Alex and Dan on now. But Carl, before we get Alex and Dan on, or while you're getting them on, Federico Fernandez. What a performance by him today.
He's one of my favourite centre halves we've had at the club since since Colaccini left, to be honest. He's one of the centre halves that you'd always look to put first on the team sheet. Obviously, we've had seasons where Lejeune was fantastic and seasons where Shah was fantastic, but Fernandez was always underrated for me. And I just feel like he's shone through. And he struggled a little bit coming back from injury, but he's just getting back to his consistent self, mate. Yeah, fantastic defender.
Fantastic. Let's get Alex and Dan on. Good evening to you both, gents. What a performance. What a result. I can see two very happy smiling faces in the bottom left and the bottom right hand side of our screen. Alex, we'll start with you. A fantastic performance, a fantastic win. Where did this win come from? How did Newcastle win?
I don't know where it came from, to be honest. I think after last week's game, the players needed to perform. And I think today, having Willock actually starting a match in the middle made all the difference. He was just unstoppable in midfield. And then his energy around Shelby meant that he was able to maybe pull a bit more strings in the midfield today. I mean, he's been pretty ineffective in a lot of games. I've always seen him as a luxury player, to be honest. A luxury that we can't really afford in some games. But today he played well. And I think Willock starting, saint-maximin starting, Wilson starting, it made a massive difference all round.
It really did. Dan, welcome to the show. John Joe Shelby, discuss his performance, because a lot of criticism in the last few weeks.
I was actually hoping he was going to say that, because I think he's one of the better players, mate. Yeah. I mean, against Arsenal and against a few other teams recently, he has been absolutely shambolic. But I think delivery, cutting up, kind of playing, not saying he is an Isaac Hayden player, but kind of breaking up the play a little bit and kind of obviously passing it through for Wilson to score. And obviously, did he deliver the corner for Dummett, or was it Richie? I can't remember.
Richie, I believe.
But yeah, I mean, his delivery was good. Passing was good. I mean, he's not going to be man of the match, but I think he's definitely one of the higher scorers, certainly. I think if you were to say man of the match, I'd probably say it's a push between Wilson and probably Dummett. I'd say. I think Dummett had a pretty good game. But again, I mean, we're all just flipping shocked at the fact that we scored 4 goals against Leicester.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just my TV just came on. It was Callum Wilson talking, but I'm sure you probably wouldn't have minded, actually, to be fair, because Callum Wilson, what a performance he did. Alex, who was your man of the match? Because obviously there's a lot of candidates, and Dan obviously talks about Porto in particular. Who's the man that you just think got the nod tonight about being man of the match?
I think Wilson, for me, was man of the match. Dummett was probably close second. Dummett was outstanding. But Wilson, he just showed that clinical finishing and class that we have missed when he hasn't been playing. I mean, the second goal he scored, I thought he'd missed a chance, and then he managed to just like tip it in with his left and plus run away as if it was nothing. And that was a very hard angle to score from. So he was quality, and he kept on running as well. But no, Dummett was outstanding, to be fair. I've always rated Dummett. He's a local lad. I've always liked watching him play. Obviously, he had that injury and he was out for a long time, and he came back. He's come back slowly, but he seemed to get back to that form he's had before. So yeah, I'd say between those two.
Yeah, very well said. Karl, I just want to quickly touch upon Emil Kraft. We've been on nearly an hour, and we've not really mentioned him, good nor bad, particularly more bad. Isn't that just maybe a fantastic thing for him? Maybe that's just a little bit of confidence for Emil Kraft, because I'll be like you when I seen the team sheet. I was like, Emil Kraft. Only Sam Muller would have been happy about that.
I know. Yeah, like you said, he didn't. Nothing but good or bad. There was a couple of things at the end where I thought he could have got a couple of bookings and been sent off. To be fair, but yeah, I was kind of hoping that he would. But I'm just saying, Dan wants to have a go, so let's see what Dan's got to say about it.
Go on, Dan. Let it all out.
No, all right. I mean, we all agree. All right, Emil Kraft is probably the worst defender. Yeah. All right, I'll probably say
he's being polite. I think.
Yeah, he's probably the worst defender in the club. But I think there's been 2 games that he's played this year. I think it was the one against Burnley at home at the start of the season, where I think he was playing right back, and then he moved to centre back. And I think he's probably one of the better players on. Obviously, at ASM, Wilson took the credits that day, but he was probably like in the top 3 players. I think again today, his natural position is a right back. I mean, as shocking as that is, but you know what I mean. Again, playing like in a 3-man centre back partnership with Fernandes and Dummett, did he really put a foot wrong? I mean, like I said, you've always said you give praise when you give it, and again, what did he do wrong today? I mean, not a lot of lads done anything wrong. I mean, the 2 goals that they scored tonight, you couldn't really do nothing about them, could you? But again, you couldn't really slate him.
No, you definitely couldn't, because he did put in a performance, and that's what we asked of him. And Alex, very briefly, did Bruce make any mistakes tonight?
I'm not a big Bruce fan, to be honest. I don't think he's got any tactical nous at all. I think he's actually put out the strongest team he had, realistically, and those players played well. And I think that's what it is. I mean, other times in the season, he's put out players and you're thinking, what are you doing, man? With like players on the bench, he's played strikers, not played strikers. It's been a joke. But today, I think it was just a case of just putting the players out and then them performing rather than him having any sort of tactical masterclass.
I think credit does have to go to him a little bit. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I mean, against Arsenal, I thought we would have won the Arsenal game and lost this game. I didn't think it was going to be the other way round. I think, you know what I mean? The manager still has to pick the team and put the team out there. So a little bit of credit has to go his way. I'm not saying like 10 out of 10, but
I think what it is those players being fit made all the difference. I think missing Willock last week was a big miss for us. Obviously, it's his parent club, couldn't play against him, but actually playing Willock from the start today made the difference. Maybe that was his tactical nous today, was actually starting Willock for a change.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was probably a very, very good move, considering the first goal he scored against Leicester as well today. Alex, Dan, thank you very much for coming along and getting your thoughts involved on the Family Action Show. Make sure you keep in with the scoring players as well, because that will definitely be something you don't want to miss. Thank you very much to both of you.
No worries, guys. Take care.
Thanks, lads. Take care.
Have a good weekend. Good luck. Thank you. Karl, we've talked about a victory at Leicester. What a fantastic result. And we've got scoring the players up next. There should be some high scores, shouldn't there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's got to be at least half the team over a 7, I would have thought.
Yeah, definitely. You've got Matt. We've got Adam. Is it you as well, Karl?
It is, yeah. It is.
Yeah, so we're going to have to go now because Karl's got to jump from one stream to another stream to give you scoring the players. Thank you very much for coming along if you've been on tonight. And thank you very much for getting into the comments after Newcastle have just won 4-2 against Leicester. Leicester is a wonderful place when you win.